a lot going on in our lives and a lot going on in the world. Everyone has a story. You wonder, did they come downtown for a job interview or were they just fired? Did they come downtown to meet a friend or are they just trying to get away? There's a lot of stress and anxiety in the atmosphere all around us and within us. In some ways, it seems that we're more divided than we have been in years. But it's possible to find peace that can be experienced even in the midst of great stress. Because we are loved by Jesus, because in baptism we have become part of His body, even in a downtown setting like this or in a quiet setting at home, we can have peace. And because we have been baptized and have already experienced the only death that really matters, we are able to have difficult conversations with each other. And in church, this might be the one place left where people can encounter each other with honesty and also with openness as we deal with the stress and anxiety of life and these issues that try to divide us. And wherever we find one of our congregations, there is an opportunity to engage the world, engage these issues, to be the presence and the peace of Christ in a neighborhood, in the community that so desperately needs to hear us. And the church does not shy away from these issues. In fact, for such a time as this, we have been called to be peacemakers and healing hands in the world.
Two years ago, for God's Work Our Hands Sunday, we decided that instead of just our church doing a service project together, that we would try to make it a community service project. And so we invited an area mosque to join with us. Their imam was wonderful, and he said, absolutely, I would love to do that. The first year, it was amazing. We did a community food packing event. So we packaged 20,000 meals.
When we first started to have this relationship with the church, we had some members who were prejudiced, who had fears that, Christians don't like us, we are a threat for them, they fear us. But over this years being friends together, coming together, these fears are obviously eliminated. When you look at it as a Muslim, you look at it as a church, from outside it's a building you've never been into, it doesn't look like a mosque, it has a cross on it, and you have your prejudices, but once you step in and you see people that, people have families, they're just like you, and they put their faith in actions, it changes people's view about the religion.
What we've really tried to do is make our presence known in the community. And one of the things that was kind of a no-brainer is that Guest House is just like a block from here.
Guest House is a transitional program for women coming out of jail and prison, and we've been operating in this neighborhood since 1974.
Good Shepherd has had a relationship with Guest House for a number of years, but we've really stepped it up in the last few years. And so right now they use our building Monday through Friday for workforce development classes, and those are classes in work skills. It's probably the closest I've been to the opioid crisis is some of the women who have passed away at a young age and doing their memorial services here. It brings it home that what a crisis it really is. To be able to offer a worship space for them to come and mourn and grieve together, I think has been really important, but it's also been a learning experience.
The women are really like, wow, people want to help me that don't even know me, and and they don't want anything in return. That's really powerful. I mean, that's what I think a church does or should do.
To be a community place for people to feel a connection with each other and connection with God.
Not far from where I live, a Lutheran congregation saw an opportunity to reach out to their community, providing lunch every Saturday to anyone who wants or needs it. The Greek word for church, ekklesia, means the called out ones. And God has called us out of the world of indifference or injustice. And God has called us out that we might gather together in community, be fed and nourished by the word and sacraments, so that God can send us back out into the world. Sometimes our fear prevents us from going out joyfully and with good courage. That fear is used to divide us one from another. But perfect love casts out all fear, and we are perfectly loved by God in Jesus Christ. And I want us to remember that when we say, the peace of the Lord be with you all, and answer and also with you, what we're actually saying is that the peace of Christ is with us now. And so we can go back out into the world to engage and serve with joy. So, go in peace, serve the Lord.